What up, everybody? Episode number 118. It's the after show, but later. I'm your boy D. You know El Kakui. And if you don't, if you're meeting us for the first time, we've been doing this for a little while. And what we do is an unofficial Covino and Rich after show. It is called the after show, but later, because we can't always. We got lives, we got jobs. We can't always do the shit right after Covino and Rich. So it's the after show, but we're gonna do it a little bit later. So El Kakui, what do you want to say, buddy?
I'll say this, it's later because it's late enough to have a beer.
Same here.
Cheers.
All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and let's bring in Baseline Train. Let's get this shit started, Doug.
Cause it's all about the flavor. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
What up, everybody? It's the after show, but later. It's your boys D, El Kakui, and we are here for episode number 118. We had a great week again with Covino and Rich. They didn't give us a free Twitch Friday this week, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that in a little while. And yeah, man, how was the week? What do you have? Are you excited? How was your week for you overall? Not including Covino and Rich, just as a whole for you as a dude. How'd it go for you?
Busy week. Caught them a couple times while I was at the gym. I've been on a little routine, man, and out about the last 15 days, I've only missed one day at the gym, and it's nothing major, just getting a little 5 miles on the cardio bike, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I've been catching them a little bit while I'm doing that, and dropping my morning dooski, my morning number 3.
Yeah.
Catching a little Covino Rich while I drink my coffee. But it's been a good week, man. It's been busy at work. Chilling.
We just found out that fucking John Clayton died.
Yeah.
We were actually just about to hit record and fucking it said like 5 minutes ago that the notification was just sent out. So by the time you guys see this shit, it'll be old news. But yeah, just hit the airwaves right now. Everybody's fucking
R.I.P. John Clayton, man. He was a strange cat, but he was a good reporter for sure. He did things a little differently, and I think that's what made him unique.
Yeah. He
always had a good take on shit. I like John Clayton a lot, man. It kind of sucks. He was an ESPN legend for sure.
I don't think I'm the greatest person at breaking news to people because
you didn't even play music yet, bro.
Well, the way it happened was I asked El Kakui, I'm like, hey, do you know who John Clayton is? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, he died. That's how it fucking.
What?
You were like, what? He did? So. Yeah, rest in peace, John Clayton. I wasn't aware of you, but I'm sure all the major sports fans out there are going to be like, what? You didn't know John Clayton? I did.
Well, he's NFL. That's why like a lot of people know him is because, the NFL is the most popular sport.
Yeah.
And he was an ESPN like regular for a long time.
Yeah. No, I was more of a Stuart Scott type of person back in the day.
Yep.
So
you're as cool as the other side of the pillow?
Yeah, really. And Doug, I remember, didn't Stuart Scott actually win some kind of like American Idol type of shit, like to be on ESPN?
I don't know.
I think Doug, I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, because I remember me and my brother watching. Back in the day, they had this shit that was like, when like reality shows and like singing contests and shit were all the rage, right? I'm pretty sure they had a contest like that to find like the next like broadcaster, and I think Stuart Scott actually. Can you Google that shit? You're good at googling shit when we're talking.
You were gonna say they were trying to find the next El Kakui. My bad.
No, Doug. There's only one of those.
I'm fucking around.
No.
What am I googling? Stuart Scott fucking in his award or what?
Stuart Scott and kind of how he got his start with ESPN. I'm pretty sure he had won some contests, like some, making the broadcaster type of shit or something. I could be wrong, but I for some reason I'm thinking that.
Let's see. Oh, Stuart Scott. Let's see what the old wiki has to say.
He passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was a young dude, man.
That was sad too because he was a revolutionary. I mean, and it's not that I didn't like the Dan Patricks and Keith Olbermans and Chris Myers when they were on ESPN because they were dope too. But Stuart Scott brought flavor. You know what I mean? And so if you were from the neighborhood or whatnot, like it was a welcome and it was a surprise that they allowed him to do it at the time.
Yeah.
And then he did it so well that he was able to appease both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're not. I'm not finding it.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I know they did have some kind of contest like that back in the day, but anyway, here we are after show, but later, and There was actually, there was a lot of shit that happened this week. Real quick, before we even get started, I want to give a shout out to JC in Kentucky because it's so funny because he added me on Facebook recently, right? And I didn't
Okay.
know it was him because I've heard the name JC in Kentucky for years now, right? And but he had hit me up on Facebook as his legal name, right? And so I got talking to him, he
Oh,
was
kind of like when I did a long time ago. Then you're
yeah.
like, who's this Gavzilla?
Yeah, yeah.
You probably don't even listen to Cavino and Rich. What'd you say about
Yeah,
this dude, bro?
yeah. Well, when this dude hit me up, I was like, I saw it said like 50 some odd mutual friends and shit, and I looked and it was like Cavino, Rich, fucking Spot, like all, and I was like, oh, okay. So I added him, and then he hit me up, and he was like, hey, bro, he was like, I've been liking the show a lot. You guys been doing a really good job and all this shit. And
Well, shout out to that
and
dude.
so I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, if you guys ever need a guest, he was like, you can always hit up JC in Kentucky. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Those are his initials, right? So so I told him, yeah, for sure, man, I'm down. Like last week we had Jason in Tampa. That shit was fun.
That shit was
And-
hella fun. Shout out Jason in Tampa.
Doug,
He was a cool dude.
We've gotten so much feedback on that episode and shit, and it's so funny because
well, read some of it.
like you said, I don't want to. I can't get through my shit right now because my phone is making sure my camera don't turn off. But yeah, man. But it was just positive feedback, and one of the things actually that JC in Kentucky told me is that I lag it when I put up the
JC these nuts.
when I put up the YouTube videos and the Facebook videos, I always lag it, and I'm like, nobody gives a fuck about those anyway, right? So I'll put them like 2 or 3 episodes at a time because I'm so like backed up, and I'm like, damn, I really need to do a better job about being more consistent with it because JC in Kentucky told me that he always looks forward to the Facebook videos. That's how he watches it. So I was like, oh shit, because I pay attention since our numbers are with the audio are like way better than our numbers on Facebook and YouTube and shit.
Okay.
I figured, I'll give that more attention, make sure that's more consistent. But there are people that primarily watch it or listen to it on Facebook and YouTube. So I have to give it all its equal fucking fairness, because
For sure.
Because if I'm uploading 2-3 episodes and JC, that's how he watches it, now fucking he has to wait 3 weeks before he gets a new episode, And
Right,
that ain't cool.
Sure.
That ain't cool.
Right.
So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to him because that was cool, man. He didn't have to hit me up with those kind words. That was cool. So shout out to JC, and we'll have him. I told him if he wants to come on like sometime in April, we'll have him on.
Bro, we welcome damn near anybody, right?
For sure, man.
Because you know what? There's an approach that's a win-win. We want people to have their spotlight too. You got something to say? Fuck it. We got a platform. Come say that shit. You know what I mean? We're here for you.
Oh, you know who else I invited on? Well, he had said I posted the show on the Carl page, and Rocket Dog
Snarls. I call him Snarls.
Rocket Dog had commented on it or something, and I was like, hey, Matt Ellis, his real name. So I was like, yeah, like fucking let me know if you ever want to come on. He was like, hell yeah, man, that'll be cool. And so I was like, oh, that would be cool to have Rocket Dog on. So we have some people that are interested. So if we ever want to hit them up, we can just, have a few guests here and there.
Hell yeah.
Rocket Dog, JC in Kentucky. We had Jason in Tampa. We have El Kakui here every week now, dog. I'm like, this is
Bro, I just hit a roadblock right here. I'm upset, bro. I want to bitch and complain right now.
What's up?
Dude, I just tried to. We're in the middle of a show. I can't really leave, and it's Friday night, and I'm trying to get keyed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I went to DoorDash, and I was about to order my first 12-pack. Had it in the cart, bro. $20 Heineken delivered to my door. Bam, I'm ready. I can just go get that real quick while we're on the show. Hey, let me take a piss break. Give me some beers, and I'm gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
They want me to get my ID and upload the shit. You motherfuckers, I done spent thousands of dollars with you on DoorDash, and you don't think I'm fucking 21 yet?
Yeah,
Got
dog.
my fucking card and all this bullshit, and it's saying it wants to allow camera access to fucking. Come on, man, get the fuck.
They just want to make sure you're not a baby.
Fucking take a picture of my fucking Wessel and fucking put it on there. Yeah, they like that shit.
Dog, you should do that shit. That would be so funny. Oh my god, that's funny.
Mini me, he's 21 too. Shit.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's fun. Yeah, Doug. That. You know what?
That blows.
I'll tell you, Doug. One thing that like bothers me is like I don't know if it's the app or what it is, but I feel like if I'm ordering like groceries and shit, or like something, something like
you
that.
order groceries on there?
Like I've gotten a couple of times, like I've been like cooking and shit, and I'm like, fuck man, I need like tomatoes and a couple of avocados or whatever. And there's like this place that's I don't know, it's a few miles away, and I was like, they can come over here pretty quickly while I'm still cooking. I don't have to leave. So
right,
and they'll get to my pad and be like, oh fuck, like sometimes they won't even
brought you the rotten ones.
Well, for real, they won't even ask you. Like sometimes it really depends on, I guess, the person, but sometimes they won't even ask you like, hey, fucking, do you want a substitute or some shit? It'll just be like, hey, they didn't have fucking tomatoes, so I just brought you a fucking old ass avocado or some shit. Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck, Doug? Like, I don't know, but I always feel like, and then even sometimes, Doug, like if I order actual like food, like from like a fucking fast food place or something,
yeah,
they'll be missing like a fucking burger or something, or like Doug, like what was it? Like, oh, like I had ordered In-N-Out the other day, and the shit had, Doug, it was a double, had no cheese in it.
You had 3 fries.
What the fuck? I was like, how the fuck do you give no cheese in a double? Like, I don't know, Doug. It's just frustrating sometimes, but now
when I worked at Me and Ed's, bro, Mustafa, shout out Mustafa. He would slice the pizza, and he'd always make it where there was like a sliver, bro, and he could still shake it, and it would look like the whole pizza.
That's some G shit right there.
Dirty.
Okay. I gotta tell you fucking about some G shit. So you want to hear? Okay. So this week we had to go just like fucking 10 minutes south of the border to fucking go get some shit for an event we're gonna be doing, right? And what the material we were gonna buy, you can buy it dirt cheap in Mexico, right? So we were like, we'll go over the border, get that shit, and come back, right? So we're standing in line because we just walked across, right?
Which isn't that crazy?
What?
Like, just, you know what? I'm all, I'm chiefed, you know that. But isn't that crazy? Like, just because it's another country, I can fucking go half an hour to an hour, and shit is way fucking cheaper.
Doug, it's not even half an hour. It's literally like 10 to 15 minutes away.
But think about that. Like that. Think about it. Just because it's a different country, 15 minutes away, shit's way fucking cheaper. Yeah. That's wild, dude.
And before we came back, we had some bomb ass fucking tacos that were like fucking like $1 maybe. Dog, and they were way better than like $3 tacos here, you know?
Me and Sam we're sneaking away. We're hitting TJ. Probably, well, maybe not next week. A weekend after, we got to go.
Well, Dog, I got to tell you about this shit. So we're fucking, it was me and one of my coworkers, right? So we're on our way back, and we're making line or whatever, but we're walking across. So it was like we were in line an hour and like 10 minutes, which was, I mean, pretty good, right? Because you can, when you're crossing in your car, it could be a few hours, or if you're walking across, it could be 2-3
days, bro. You're going across San Ysidro. Hey, you get in that motherfucker 8 a.m. Sunday, you get back fucking Monday morning.
Well, so an hour and 10 minutes, dog, that wasn't shit, right? Mm-mm. So check this shit out, dog. You want to hear about the pimpish shit too, where I was like, I couldn't even hate on this dude. So, all right,
what the fuck is this? You ever had this, bro?
No, what is it? Smirnoff lemon or what? What is it?
Ice. No, Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
I'm desperate, bro, because I'm doing the show. I can't have this is all I had. But
dog, those came out when I was in like high school. Those like were like the new shit.
They should have fucking fucking quit making them when you were in high school too. Or the Zima.
But fucking
Butt fucking.
I don't
need too much of that.
So check this shit out. So we're in line, right? We're probably about 10 minutes away from when we're gonna walk in the building, and they're like, they have you like turn and cough and shit, So we're right there. While this old, how while you're in line, there's people walking up and down like, water, $1, water, chiclets, like coconut, coco, and or like flour tortillas, blankets, everything, blankets. Right? So there's this dude, right? We're like 10 minutes away from going fucking in or whatever into the building,
right?
And there's this dude that walks up, and he looks at these old ass snowbirds, right? He has 2 hats, right? And he was like, hey, my friend. He was like, you want hat? And the guy was like, no, thank you, right? Some like 300-year-old white guy. And he was like, come on, my friend. He was like, $15. And the guy was like, oh, no, I don't need a hat. I'm in Yuma. He was like, it's too windy over there. And then he was like, "Oh, my friend, you buy hat. You want $50 right here, $10 for you, my friend."
Are you in fucking India or are you in Mexico?
I'm just telling you how the guy sounded, right?
Thank you. Come again.
So he was like, my friend, right? So he tells him, "Oh no, you know what?" He goes, "I just don't want to hold no more." He was like, $8, right? And then the guy was like, "No, I'm good, or whatever," right? So this fucking dude, he's like, joking and shit, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "They tell me you want hat." He say guy and Levi's, with a backpack, and like he describes the dude, right? And then there's like a cop in the background, like a siren, and he goes,
Right.
he goes, hurry, they come for me. You hear them come for me. He goes, "Hurry, bye, they come for me." And then so he's all joking and shit, making them laugh and shit. So he
Right.
starts talking to my coworker who is like fluent in Spanish, right? So they start bullshitting or whatever. And then we're next to go into the building, right?
Yeah.
So that dude, he fucking shows his passport to the people. And
Right.
then we walk into the building. And I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker was just a hustler, dog. He wasn't even really selling these 2 fucking hats. He just said, if I pretend to be like one of these vendors, I go straight up to the front of the line, start talking to
Oh.
somebody, and then, all right, there's my passport. All right, I'm going inside the door."
Oh, that's great.
And then he goes, "Hey," he asked my coworker in Spanish, because I'm right there with my broken ass Spanish. I wasn't trying to talk to him. So he's like, "Hey, how long were you guys waiting?" She was like, "An hour and 10 minutes, hour and 5 minutes." He was like, "Oh yeah." He was like, "I waited 3 minutes." He starts joking his shit. And I was like,
oh, that's great.
I was like, "Doug, what a fucking G." Because, I didn't even really catch on. And when he showed the dude his passport, I was like, "Oh, hold
oh, I
up."
got history with that, bro.
All right, let's hear some of it.
So in Fresno, they got this old. I don't know. I think it's still cracking. Actually, it's called Best Tours. BEST Tours.
Yeah.
And when I was little, my mom she used to go to all my friends that I was growing up with, and she would try to speak Spanish with their parents. And part of when she dropped me off or picked me up or whatnot, she would try to learn some Spanish because she was going to school. She worked at the migrant camp. She was a teacher, and she was trying to be bilingual because it paid more. You know what I'm saying? It paid more, so she was trying to learn. Well, anyways, she was getting really good. Took some classes. Talked to Rudy Garcia's grandma a lot, and anyone that I hung out with that spoke it, she would go and do it that way. But she took us to Mexico in the 7th and 8th grade. We went on best travel tours, and it was like $150, 2 nights in fucking Mexico. Take you there, take you back, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, we get there. I think it was the first time we ever went, and we were at TJ, and they stopped at fucking Denny's, right? So we stopped at Denny's to go in and grub, and when I'm going in there and shit, they're trying to sell Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, okay, and I'm looking at the box, and I think there was like 36 or 48 of them, right? And they were trying to hit you like 25 cents a gum. Chick-fil-A, 25 centavos, And I was like, okay, whatever. So I think I had bought a couple, but then when I looked at the whole box, I seen how many was in there. And then someone else hit me up, and they fucking had the whole box, and the whole box was only like fucking $3. So I was like, well, I'm doing the math and shit.
Yeah.
Well, fucking 4 of those motherfuckers get you $1.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, long story short, we go inside, we're grubbing and whatnot, and I take off and shit. And we're in Mexico, and I just dip. I take off, I'm outside. And when my parents come back outside, they go on the bus and shit. She hears Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A and shit. And she looks over her shoulder, and I'm trying to sell this shit too. But hey, I'm giving 8 for $1 because I'm like, shit, if I'm getting 36 or 48 or however many's in that little box,
Yeah.
8 for $1, I'm still fucking coming up like $3 or $4, and I'm cool.
Yeah, that is fucking genius. That is the funniest shit though, because like they always make you feel like shit, like when you're coming across and like you're getting close to the border, and then like the people selling shit, sometimes they'll have like their kids walk up to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a little 6-year-old being like, Mister, please $1, and you're just like, you're fucking full because you just ate tacos, and you're like, with your American money, like, fuck, man, like,
drunk,
you just feel like
drunk,
shit,
you got bad gas.
And they're like, Mister, come on, $1, Mister,
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, and it's like every little kid, like, fucking with, so you're walking down a block, and it's like 13 kids are like, the Mister, and you're like, well, anyway, it's just funny because I could just picture Mister, and then, like, fucking little El Cucuy right there. Like,
No,
chiclet.
But you got the best idea, because what I'm going to do is when we got to walk through, because San Ysidro, even when you walk through, it's a long-ass fucking wait.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll just buy some fucking Chick-fil-A, bro, and sell Chick-fil-A all the way to the front and fucking use my passport and slide on through.
Dog, that dude, I was like, dog, I thought that was genius, because I was
It's
like,
a fucking great idea.
because he did it, dog. He was so smooth that I feel like I'm sure some people noticed, but very few people noticed, because he was like so smooth about it.
Like a peach or velvet?
He was like, he was smooth like velvet, dog. Like,
Eee.
yeah, he was smooth like velvet. It was funny. Yeah, it was just crazy. But yeah, I was like, damn, what a pimp ass dude, you know? He was fucking. But you know what though? They did end up holding his ass in secondary.
Oh shit! What he had something funky or what?
I don't know what happened, but my friend Eva, who I was with, she was like, "Did you see?" She's like, "They kept his ass." And I was like, "Oh fuck, I don't know why."
I've been there,
but why
I've
did
been a secondary?
Dog, I've been in secondary more times than I can count. Did I tell you about the time when they got mad at me because I didn't know Spanish? Dog, I'm coming back across the border, right? It's me and Johnny, and we're fucking coming back across, and the dude tells me something in Spanish at the the customs agent, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't speak Spanish. And he was like, he looked at me, he goes, you know, most people coming from over there do. And I was like, okay, motherfucker, but I'm not most people. Like, I'm coming into fucking America and you're mad at me because I know fucking English? Like, what the fuck is your problem, you know? Now, I didn't tell him all that shit, but I guess I might have had a little bit of attitude, because then all of a sudden, we fucking get, you know, magically selected to go into secondary. Right. So they fucking put me and Johnny in our own rooms, and they fucking opened up. It was Johnny's truck. They opened up his whole fucking truck, had the dog, had going fucking mirrors all over the place and shit. And I was like, because you were a fucking dickhead because I didn't know Spanish? Like, that's what? Dirty. That's fucking dirty, right? So yeah, so I've been there too, dog, so don't even trip.
Well, you know what? I got a couple secondaries since we're talking secondaries.
Yeah.
I remember one time I fucking loaded up my trunk in my Monte Carlo with fucking fireworks and Ensenada, I think it was Ensenada, and I was going to drive them back, pay the Travelodge at the time. It was like $35 a night, store all my shit at the fucking Travelodge, go back to Mexico to finish out my trip, and then fucking go to the Travelodge, load up, and then check out before I fucking went home. Well, they caught me crossing. They asked me to open my trunk, bro, and I popped that fucker, and I didn't even have them, but I didn't even have them concealed. I just had them in the trunk.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck is this? And I go, what does it look like? And they go, you can't have
what does it look like? There's mistake number one. Mistake number one.
No, I mean, bro, it's not even hidden. What do you ask me a dumb question? That's like having an apple on the table and saying, what's that?
Yeah.
It's an apple, you dumb motherfucker. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I feel you, dog.
So they seen it, they go, you can't cross the border with these. And I'm like, well, I bought them at fucking Black Cat. I didn't know fucking it was going to be an issue. You know, I bought them at the store. They sell them legally there, the fucking Black Cat store.
Yeah.
And they go, well, you can't have them. And I said, well, can I turn around then? And they go, you can turn around, but don't let me catch you tomorrow trying to bring these fuckers back across. And so I dipped. I went back and sold them back to the dude at 50 cents on the dollar or 40 cents on the dollar. I think I spent like $300, got like $150 back, $130 back, and called it a wrap, bro. Kept two and lit them off. Another one, secondary fucking, I had me and my ex went to Canada, and we went up to 101, went to fucking Vancouver. We were going to Vancouver, and I was trying to get into fucking Canada, and those fucking cocksuckers with the those big old fucking Boss Hog fucking Roscoe fucking billboard hats. They asked me and shit. They said, have you ever been fucking convicted of a felony? I think is what they asked me, and I was like, no, you know, because as an adult, I don't have no felonies on my record. As a kid, I had got charged and convicted of a couple felonies, but I got that shit sealed. So they had asked me that, and I was like, no. They pulled me in a secondary based on that.
Because of the shit from when you were a kid, or what?
Bro, they pulled me into the office, me and her, where they pulled us into the office and shit, and they're like, so what happened in 90 fucking whatever? And I was like, well, I don't know. I said, check it out, I was a dick, and I was a dick, because no one wants to go to Mexico jail, but fuck Canada. What they gonna do? I'll go to Canada jail all day long. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they said something, and I was like, check it out, you see that fucking line right there that separates you and us? I said, on that side of the line, when you fucking get in trouble as a minor and they seal your record, that means you ain't got to talk about it. But since you want to pull up old shit, what else do you want to know?
Yeah.
They're like, well, we don't have to fucking let you in because you weren't honest. I pulled out like 3 G's in a wad, and I said, well, I'm going to spend this motherfucker either here or in Seattle. It's your call.
You know,
your call. It ain't breaking my heart. If you're going to treat me like this before I even get into your city, I don't need to be there. I'll go spend this shit at the Space Needle in Seattle and fucking I'm good. You know what I mean? So you make the call. And they let me in. But they pulled the car into secondary, bro. Same shit. She had leather seats. Fucking 2 dogs in that motherfucker. Yeah. It was not good, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy because, Doug, they don't fuck around. Like, when it comes to Canada like that, they will pull up shit. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Snoop Dogg told a story about when he, something happened, Doug, but they ended up dropping the charge or some bullshit. And he said, like, everything, like, I don't know if the people were like, oh, my bad or some shit. But because they had stopped him and took him into secondary, some bullshit. Now he said every time he goes to Canada, they pull him into secondary because he gets flagged every time.
I bet I get flagged too. And it was stupid. They had like stupid laws because it was like 2010 or 11, and like you could smoke weed at the weed. They wouldn't sell you weed, but you could take it in there and smoke it yourself. But it had to be after 5 on a weekday and after 2 on a weekend.
What the fuck up?
Meanwhile,
the dumbest shit ever, huh?
Bro, then they had the seed shop across the street, and you could buy seeds. It made no. They were those fucking idiots. It made no sense.
Yeah, no.
But it was clean. Vancouver was clean. Sushi was hella cheap. So I mean that was cool. But yeah, that's some secondary shit.
No, I remember. I have a friend that we have. Have you ever heard of the line when you're coming back from Mexico called Century? Well, when you're coming back, they have like it's basically like an express line, right? So like. You fucking, I don't know if you have to like register your car and you do all this shit and you pay like $200 like for the year or some shit. So then every time you come across, you get into that lane. So your trip back is going to be 15 minutes as opposed to a minimum of an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. Right.
Right.
Cause there's so many people just flying through there. Like, oh, they have the little Sentry, boom, they go through. Well, Doug, I have a buddy that said he was gonna go down to Mexico, like for the
kid sister
for like the date. No, he was just, all right. So I have a homie of mine, right, and he was gonna go down to Mexico or whatever. Well, he was back in like an hour or so or whatever, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like you're back already?" Right. And he was like, "Oh yeah." He was like, and I even got pulled into secondary, and I was like, "Well, what the hell? Like, why did they pull you into secondary? And how are you back so quickly? Like you're back longer than you should have been in line, you know?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, well that was the problem. I didn't know about Sentry." He goes, "So I was like, oh shit, this line, there's nobody in this one." So he fucking just went into that line, right? Yeah. And then they fucking took his ass into secondary and tried to tell him like, you know, because he didn't know, and they were like, "Well, we'll let you through," but they made him sign all these papers and shit. And they were like, "If you do this shit again, we're gonna like impound your car and charge you like $1,500." And so he was like, "Oh shit, all right, my bad." But he still got through in like 15 minutes, you know? But I was just like, damn, I was like, it's worth it if you are crossing, you know, often, you know, right. But
for sure.
But like I have another coworker who she went down like this past week because it was my supervisor's birthday, so they were gonna go grab her some shit from Mexico or whatever. She was back in like 20 minutes, you know? I was like, what the fuck? But it's because she has that shit, you know?
Hell yeah. I would too, though. If I fucking lived there, I'd have it. I'm not going to bullshit you.
Yeah.
I know when I was working in the Bay Area, I paid for that fucking Fast Pass, and that shit was not cheap. Try going to the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? In the Silicon Valley, the Bay Area, and you're trying to take the fast lane. You know they're taxing the shit out of you.
Yeah, for sure. No,
it was like $3 fucking for 5 exits or some stupid.
Oh, you know what's dope is that like how they have all like the toll roads now. Like you go onto an app, you just get all your tolls and shit, and just boom, 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 boom. You pay like $25 and you're good for like your whole little way you went or whatever. Back in the day where you used to have to sit there and give the dude like 75 cents or whatever the hell it was, you know. Now I didn't even realize. Like I asked my girl when we were in. Actually, it was when we went to go see Tom Segura in Irvine. I didn't know they were doing it like all digital and shit, you know? And I was like, where are we going to have to pay this motherfucker? And my girl was like, no, stupid. It's online now. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, fuck. All right. Well, I'm stupid, you know? But, yeah, man. But anyway, there was some... Let's get into some Camino and Rich shit because we've been bullshitting for almost a half an hour and fucking... We haven't even got into one Camino and Rich thing. So what do you have as far as on your list right now?
Well, one thing that I wanted to talk about last time, but we were fucking chilling with Jason in Tampa, having a good ass time. So that was more important. So this thing didn't take priority. But Rich and Covino talked about your home weapon that protects you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's your home weapon of choice? Do you have a gun? I mean, are you shotgun fucking Louis, or what do you got going on?
I'm not shotgun Louis. A lot of people here though are armed. You know, a lot of family, a lot of friends. You know, but I just have like a couple of knives, and I mean, I just keep them close to me. And I was telling you earlier today, I have a lot of fucking carpet knives as well. So people may laugh at that, but those motherfuckers will slice through anything. You can get to bone in 2 seconds. So just a normal, you know, a couple of just normal knives, and then a couple of carpet knives, and I'm good.
I got a homie that's got like 3 bats by the door. I'm like, what the fuck? This ain't the batting range, homie. What you doing? He's got some bats, but no, I got some knives. I do own some straps. I just don't have them at the pad.
Mm-hmm.
But I do own some guns. But I'm a knife and I'm a box cutter guy from the grocery store too. I feel really confident. Anyone that knows me knows I got down with the box cutter for a long time, and I will slice your ass thin as salami.
I remember now that you said that, I completely forgot about the conversation until I remembered Covino's weapon of choice. He has that butterfly knife.
Yeah.
So,
but I bet if he went like this, and he fucking busted it out, that shit looks tight.
Yeah, it looks cool as shit, huh?
Intimidating as fuck.
The dude that was gonna rob him would probably be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let you go just out of respect." You know?
Is that the homeless guy that he lives in his neighborhood?
What homeless guy?
Didn't he have one where it was him and Melody were trying to go in there some fucking?
Oh
bum?
yeah, some dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He called Melody like a name or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Or something happened.
Yeah.
Some type of shit. So,
you know what I wanted to send Covino? Actually, I was thinking about it. Have you ever seen those little fucking nightsticks that you can like compress?
Yes, and they fucking
and
it pops out.
Yeah, and has a little ball on the end.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about sending one of those to Covino when he goes on his walks, because he can just throw that bitch in his pocket, and if he does get around somebody, just you know. So
well, and he was a union fucking all-star in fucking baseball. He could crack somebody with that thing.
Yeah, no, for real, those are dope. I remember when my brother was like in the police academy, like I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, it was probably like 20 years ago at this point. But yeah, I remember he would go on like this website and he'd get like the magazines and shit back in the day for like all of this like duty belts and gear and shit, you know?
Right.
And I remember he had a couple of those little ones, and I thought they were the dopest shit. It was like, do you remember back in the day the big ass batons that they had, like the LAPD and shit? Well, these ones were like just as effective, but they were just like you could put them in your duty belt, and they only took up like that much space, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
I got another quick one though.
What's up?
One. Fucking what about Rich? He said he saw that chick and he could have swore she was a 10, and he was fucking drooling over her, thought she was hot, and then she took her mask off.
Oh, yeah.
Has that happened to you? Do you know some people like that look fucking hotter with the mask? I do.
I don't know, dog. I can't say that I have.
I do. There's a couple coworkers I've had in retail that, boy, once that fucking mask came, when the mask was on, you're like, dang, she's cute. You know what I mean? She take that thing off, look like Gargamel.
Dog, I wish COVID would have hit fucking before I got my teeth fixed, because that shit back in the day, dog, I would love to have to wear a mask all day, you know?
Right.
But like, I'm like, okay, I think I got my braces off in 2020 or 2021. I don't remember. But when I was like, it was right in the middle of like COVID and shit. And I was like, damn it, man. I was like, those last few months or whatever, like my teeth were straight already, but I just had the braces on. But I was like, before that, dog, when I was looking at you like this, like, ha 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 ha, you know, like, dog, that would have been the time to fucking mask up. And I would have been like, what's up, you know? I would have had all the confidence in the world.
That shit fucking, it helps people out. Some
it
people
does.
helps out a lot. And then fuck yeah, they take it off, look like fucking Gargamels.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm trying to think of,
because it ain't even just teeth. That motherfucker covers teeth and a big old fucking schnozzle.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Damn, no, I'm trying to think of. I don't think so, dog. But you know what? It is funny though, because since I do work with students and shit, it's so funny because like I'll have somebody come into my office,
students,
and they'll have their mask on, and it always is like, you know, because some of them are like, oh, can I take this shit off? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, whatever, you know. But so like when they do, it's kind of like, oh, what, like. And it's not even like chicks, like, oh, is she gonna look good? It like if there's like a dude, you're like, okay, is he gonna have a beard? Is he gonna rock only a mustache? You know, it's kind of like a guessing game for that.
Bigote?
Yeah, like a split second before it comes off. You're like, oh, fucked up teeth, nice teeth. What's gonna happen? You know, is his breath gonna smell? You know, or whatever. Is she gonna have a big ass nose, or you know, so.
They go fucking snot.
But I've never actually been like, oh, bad, that was terrible. You know,
I have. When I put that thing back on, I'm scared.
that's funny.
And not a COVID's.
No, Doug. This is what and I'm not saying I've never seen any like bad looking people with the mask. The only thing is, usually the mask ain't doing much to help them. I've never had like, oh damn, she's bad, and then like Rich's situation, where he was like, this bitch is a 10, and then she pulled off the mask and she was like a 3.5.
I've seen some 8.5s go to a 3.5 real quick.
Really?
Because you know what? This little area right here is important. And if this is fucked up or these are fucked up,
yeah,
that could change the whole game.
It's so crazy, Doug, because like I've only seen like if this is fucked up, dog, usually like everything's you know, it's pretty bad everywhere. So
usually if this is fucked up, they got a lazy eye and all kind of other shit.
I'm like, hey, calm down. I got a lazy eye.
Huh?
I go big black status sometimes on the show, but
fuck it.
It happens. But that's why I throw my lokes on, dog. I throw my lokes on.
And that's why you could talk about it.
Yeah, I could talk about it with fucking confidence because I got my teeth fixed. Now before, dog, it was another story. It's like fuck. Yes. But yeah, man. I know we had Rich's story, and then I'm trying to think of some other shit. Oh, you know what? I have, since we're talking about looks and shit. Did you happen to see? You may not have seen it, but they didn't spend too much time on it. But it was young Vanna White. No, dog. I didn't realize how good looking Vanna White was back in the day.
Oh, I did.
No, I didn't, dog. Cause see, think about it. I've only known her on Wheel of Fortune as like, you know, for the last like 30 years. She's still been old as fuck, right? So I've never known her as like young Vanna White, and they were showing pictures of her, and you know, when she came out,
she's only 65 though, so even 30 years ago, she was 35. She
yeah,
can still be how? She can be how when she's 35?
Not when I'm fucking 30 years ago. I was 4. So when I'm 4, looking at a 35-year-old dog, I'm like, that's older than my mom, you know.
But what about when you're 10 and she's only fucking 42?
That's still old as fuck to me, dog. Dog, this is how I tell you. When I was 19, I worked somewhere, right? And somebody was 27. I thought he was like 58, dog. So
I didn't think like that.
I did.
When I was like 10 or 12 and started popping up some wood. Yeah, as long as you didn't have wrinkles or look like a fucking old ass lady, I was game.
No, and it wasn't like I thought she was like ever bad looking, because I was like, oh yeah, no, like she's like, I thought she was like a good looking older lady, right? But yeah. I never like gave it any thought. Like, was she ever good looking when she was young? But they played.
She never gave any strokes either, did she?
They actually played a clip of her coming out on The Price is Right when she was like 20 or some shit. Dog, right. She was really freaking good looking, really good looking. And then they played or they showed pictures of her like when she did Playboy and shit, and she was really, really good looking back in the day. So that was super surprising to me.
Not me. Vanna White, she I mean, obviously now she's old, but she still looks good for her age, though.
You know what? And
fuck, I'd stab it. You wouldn't stab it?
Of course, dog, but I've grown up a lot since then, dog. But it was either Covino or
hold
Spot.
On, I'm confused, bro. So when you're 30-something, you'll stab it when she's 65. But when you're 4, you won't stab it when she's 35?
No, dog, okay, I'm telling you, like when I was like 21, 22.
Take that pamper off and stick it in.
Doug, Doug, when I was like I would say up until I was like 25, anybody, you know, more than like 5 years older than me, I thought was old as shit. But then, you know, I got older, I matured a little bit, and now I was like, whatever. You know, I'll hook up with some nanas, you know?
Handle it.
Yeah, handle it. Is that what you said?
Handle it.
It's so funny because I have a buddy named John who says that shit, and it's always funny as fuck where he always goes, handle it. And he's like a super like Americanized Mexican like me. But when he says that shit, it sounds so funny. He's like, handle it.
That's what the Vatos used to say, bro, when it was time to fight and shit. Like, if you were squaring up and shit and you weren't wanting to swing, they'd be like, handle it, Gaba, handle it.
Handle it. All right, Bub, get off my arm, please. But yeah, man, that was something that was super surprising.
What do you got, bro? What's your takeaways this week?
Let me see. Oh, I have a hot take real quick. Well, then lay on that side, Kennedy. Go lay on your bed, fool. You have a bed with pillows and shit. Why don't you go lay there? Okay, well then just kick it till I'm done recording. Well, Doug, one of the things where I don't know if it's a hot take, but a lot of Covino and Rich listeners, and I'm not trying to deter anybody from listening to us, but a lot of people are freaking morons. I'll just go ahead and say that. Because, Doug, check this out. With that. So, we know Covino and Rich were in Vegas last week, right? Mm-hmm. And Covino said on Monday...
he wasn't getting married.
He said on Monday that he had put like a little Instagram video or some bullshit, right? Where it was like they had a poster or whatever that said, your favorite Sirius XM hosts, Covino and Rich, and it had like the picture of the two of them and whatever. And Doug, and people were hitting them up saying, oh, you guys are back on Sirius and blah, 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 and all this shit. I was like, are people idiots? Like, don't they know Covino does Turbo and fucking Boneyard and all this shit, and Rich does fucking Pop 2K and Hits 1 and fucking all this bullshit? Like, don't people know that makes them both employees of SiriusXM? So
doesn't Rich also do Backdoor with Simon?
I think he does Backdoor with Jamal, but that was something different. But
sorry about that.
But when I see people hitting him up like, dude, you're back? You guys are back? Like, no, stupid. They both work for SiriusXM still. So when they're doing an event together, isn't it just easier to promote Covino and Rich if they're doing Covino and Rich? Like all the, all the freaking, all the like marketing and shit, they already have it as Covino and Rich, and they're doing this event as Covino and Rich. So for people to come back and be like, oh, you guys are back? Come on now. Don't you think we would have known about it before that? Don't you think there would have been something online, or they would have heard something or fucking something? You think this is where they're going to fucking reveal it? Hey, on my Instagram story is where they're going to tell the world that they're back on SiriusXM? Like,
no.
Come on, Doug.
Those motherfuckers don't listen to Patreon. That's what that is.
That is 100% what it is.
They've been away for so long and whatnot, and they're not listening to the daily shows or whatnot. And so, they see that, and they don't know, because they don't know the backdrop, and they don't know the history because they're not listening. You know
what? I actually have...
shame on them, bro. Shame on them all.
I know this week they didn't do a free Twitch Friday, and I was looking at some of the feedback, and some people were like, oh, I can't believe they're not doing a show today, and blah, blah, blah. And Covino had commented on some shit, and he was like, listen, we'll probably do one, maybe, like twice a month or something. And don't quote me on this shit, because, we get facts wrong from time to time. But, he had said, we'll do maybe one every other week or something. Right. But he was like, the more free content we get, or we give, he was like, it discourages people to subscribe to Patreon. So
and let me interject for a second too. It's not only that. Now that they're doing Fox Sports on Sunday, motherfuckers. I mean, and let me also add. Obviously, we do this shit for fun. We're never on a time limit. We're not clocking in or clocking out. We're having fun, and I'm sure they're doing the same. But to still have the responsibility of doing something for a couple of hours for 6 fucking days in a row, that shit gets heavy.
Yeah, that is, Doug. That's for them to do Monday through Thursday Patreon, Friday free Twitch Friday, and then Sunday. Like, I don't want to say, I don't even want to like imply that their content like dwindled or they lost momentum or anything, but I'm like, Doug, when you're doing 6 days a week, that's a shit ton of content to where you're gonna fucking drain yourself out. I feel like they're gonna just get worn out to where when they are gonna do a show, it's gonna stop being like, hey, this is cool, this is something we enjoy. It's gonna be more of like, fuck, man, we were just on fucking Friday, and today's Saturday, my day off, but tomorrow we have fucking Fox Sports, and then Monday we have, like it's just like I just feel like it is becoming a lot for them. But I don't know. The only but I'm gonna say is I don't know if they instead, I don't know, maybe Twitch is a really good thing for them. I don't know. But I'm thinking instead of doing like a free Twitch Friday, say they do a free show a couple times a month, I feel like they should do it still on YouTube where people, okay, I was talking to a buddy of mine and he had mentioned, so I'm not going to say this was my comment because he had a good point. If they do a free show on YouTube, on YouTube, people are going to be able to comment and shit, right?
Right.
Because on their Patreon, people can't comment and shit because the comments are turned off. So it's only the live chat. But if they do a free show like on Friday on YouTube, then people can hit the like button, people can interact, people can tag their friends, people can comment, Covino and Rich can comment back to them. It'll help the algorithm to get more eyes on a free show. I don't know if Twitch is the smartest move for them if they're trying to grow their YouTube and shit. I feel like YouTube has, and maybe it's because I heard Mr. Beast on a podcast recently, who's like the most subscribed person on YouTube right now. Right. And he was just, oh, you used to watch him? Oh, really? Okay, Kennedy will vouch for Mr. Beast. She said she used to watch him. But we'll see. Go ahead.
Well, even right here looking at Twitch, if this data is correct, it said in 2021 there was only fucking their revenue is not high, number one, and in 2021 they only had 2.84 million users, dude.
Users. Really?
That's what it says, Twitch users, and it says concurrent viewers, and it went 1 million in 18, 1.26 in 19.
Oh, that is crazy, dog. Because check this out. What Mr.
Yeah, let's look at YouTube.
Well, dog, Mr. Beast was saying that I think last year or last month or some shit, he gained like 36 million followers. Maybe it was last year.
Bro, there's 2.24 billion on YouTube.
See, dog, right there.
So, I mean, you're talking millions or billions. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's up to Spot, though. Spot got to figure that shit out, because before he went on Twitch, these are the numbers as a business, and he, I'm sure he's the one that's in charge of a lot of that. You got to, when you're making decisions like that, Spot, to give away free shit, you better do it on the biggest. And see, dog,
this
possible.
This is one of the reasons why I think they did Twitch.
Then he could Kui making their decisions.
Doug,
I'm just saying, Spot's dropping the ball.
They probably did Twitch because with Twitch, people can subscribe and like pay or whatever, right? Yeah. Or you can pay for like a sound bite, so you can drop your own sound bite during the show.
I get it.
Right,
but are you going for peanuts, or you want the peanut and the shell?
That's what I'm saying. If you do that on YouTube, right, where yeah, people aren't able to drop their own shit, which annoys the fuck out of me to begin with, right? I don't even like when people do that shit.
Bro, I got a bigger question. Is those fucking little stupid fucking sound bites and shit gonna beat the ad revenue that YouTube pays you if you got fucking millions of viewers?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
No, and see,
you know what I'm saying? If you got millions of viewers, there's some YouTubers that look at Jake Paul. They were making scratch.
Well, I'm not even thinking about the revenue from like the monetizing the videos or anything. I'm thinking about the exposure, right? And them having a free show on YouTube. Just think about the potential for them to grow. Oh, and that's another thing that Mr. B said. And he was like, because he had come out on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan had asked him, he was like, hey, why don't you do your own thing? You have like 200 million followers or your subscribers, whatever, like across all his channels and shit. He was like, why don't you go and do your own thing? And he goes, why would I? He was like, even if
You know why? Because check it out, bro. 200 million. If you could get 1% to follow your ass, you still got 2 million viewers.
Well, look at this. He goes, why wouldn't you go do that shit? But this was Mr. Beast's argument was, we're right now, if I go to my own platform and I have 1 million followers follow me, right? He was like, yeah, it's my own platform. I get 100% of the revenue or whatever. He was like, but my potential for growth is going to be a lot less, right? So on YouTube, he's still growing like 30 million subscribers a year or a month or whatever the numbers were. He's not going to have that on his own platform. So he's going to be able to continuously be growing with YouTube doing a lot of the shit with their algorithms and shit, right? So he's going to be, in the short term, he's going to be, I kind of feel like it's Covino and Rich with Patreon, right? They went from SiriusXM, a bubble, to Patreon, another bubble. So I feel like if they are going to give out some of their content for free, don't do it on Twitch. Do it on YouTube, the biggest fucking streaming platform to date. What?
I'm just going to say this.
All right, go ahead.
Twitch, at their 2 point whatever million viewers, can barely fill up the state of Oregon, and that includes Portland. 2 point whatever billion is 1/3 of the world.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to think on a different. Your mindset cannot be, I'm going to take over Oregon. It's I'm going to take over the world.
100%. I agree 100% because I didn't know the numbers for Twitch were that fucking little. Being like 2 million or whatever. Doug, there's all of the fucking Justin Bieber has like 109 million followers on YouTube or subscribers, right? Like fucking Ronaldo, fucking Cristiano Ronaldo has like fucking 200 million or whatever. So all these people have more subscribers than Twitch has on their entire platform. That's ridiculous. Why would you do Twitch? Like you said, for those fucking peanuts, the sound bites? Or, like, is it really worth that?
Yeah, those cacahuates might taste good, but you need to get the peanut farm.
I'm just, I don't know. And you know what? One thing that I think that they would have to do, and I don't know because I don't know what Spot does behind the scenes, right? However,
I know what he doesn't do is he doesn't promote fucking YouTube.
Well, this is the thing, Doug, is that, and this is one thing that I don't do because it's fucking time consuming, right? But then again, this isn't my life, right? This isn't my livelihood. This isn't how I'm making my money, right? But, I mean, it's something that I know I need to get better at. But one of the things I feel like if they do take like YouTube more seriously and throw out an episode here and there, I feel like Spot needs to put a lot of effort into the descriptions, into the keywords, into like the shit that he's like tagging and shit.
Keywords?
The I'm keywords, yes, the I'm keywords. Shout out to fucking to the homie. And so I'm thinking, Doug, this is what he has to fucking into their thumbnails. Doug, thumbnails, like, Doug, I try from...
Well, we know Spots are dirty because he don't fucking wash.
Doug, but and I'm like, you know what? I'll put the most minimal effort into our thumbnails, so they're pretty terrible. But fucking, at least it's something, right? I just feel like if fucking they put out like a free Twitch or a free Patreon or YouTube, whatever, I just feel like Spot's not even gonna take the time to... Yeah, same. I feel like Spot's not gonna take the time to create a thumbnail. I don't feel like he's gonna take the time to add descriptions and shit or whatever. Because I know, he's already doing a shit ton. But I'm like, fuck, Doug. Like, in order for them to grow substantially to where they could, Doug, eventually...
Like a hemorrhoid.
Doug, if they grow big enough, they could offer their show for free 100% of the time. Right?
Right.
But they have to put in the effort into the fucking details, right? And I'm talking about like the details on the descriptions, the details on the tags, the details on their thumbnail. Look at the fucking biggest videos this week and try to say, hey, what did all of these videos have in common with their thumbnails?
Study it.
You know?
You got to study, bro. You got to study. There's an art to this shit. And there's trends, and usually they're not hard to spot.
Yeah.
Go figure.
But yeah, how ironic, huh? But
ironic like the good chronic. He's choking.
That was a good one. I'm good, Bubba. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Doug. Like, if they fucking really do that instead of Twitch, I just feel like that would be so fucking helpful. And just because, like, I think about the little clips that Spot is putting on, like on Twitter and shit. Spot will edit like a little 1 minute, 2 minute clip and put it on Twitter and shit.
Right.
Those get thousands of views, right? And I feel like if he puts that effort into actual YouTube when they do a free YouTube Friday instead of free Twitch Friday, they do a free YouTube Friday. I just feel like they have so much room for growth right there, so much potential.
You know what he could do that would be a lot easier too? Why don't you just take fucking 10 or 20 of those 1 minute clips? Because obviously, if it's a clip, it was something you wanted to showcase.
Yeah.
And fucking make it all back to back and put that up as a video.
Doug, that'd be fucking genius, right?
And it's all interesting points, or you wouldn't have posted on Twitter.
Yeah. That is, you know what? I think that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? That's like their highlight. That'll be like they get a highlight reel on YouTube every fucking couple of weeks or every month or something.
Yeah.
That'd be a start.
And you know what though? And that's the thing, Doug. If they do that, they have to fucking pay attention to the details, like I said. Because even if Spot grabs all of those great clips and shit and throws them together in a little compilation, I think that it's still going to only get a fraction of the views that it would if he would throw together like a fucking a clean thumbnail, clean description, clean fucking tags, clean, all that shit.
Well, and be a dirty fucker and throw some of the Sirius XM clips on there and put the Sirius XM hashtag.
Yeah. Get in the tags.
It's not like they didn't do it. I mean, it's not like you're infringing if it's material, you know what I'm saying?
No, but see, Doug, and that's another thing is that I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for bringing that up. Because
you're welcome.
Because Doug, they have some interviews with some of Doug, you know what? This is going back like 2 years because I remember Jonathan and I.
Super Agent Sean Wyman better watch his ass. That's all I'm saying.
Doug.
I got ideas, eh? I got ideas.
Super Agent El Kakui. Well,
Super Agent Kakui.
Doug, Jonathan and I talked about this on an episode. So if you go back to episode like 14, we talked about this. They have interviews with some of the most famous people of all time, right?
Right.
And if you look at their views on YouTube, it'll have like 67 views. And you're like, how the fuck did you interview Katy Perry and it has like 300 views? Like, I don't get it, Doug. Well, actually, I do get it. The reason why is because there's no
shitty fucking hashtags.
There's no effort into the thumbnail. There's no effort into the details. There's no effort into the description.
Show a picture of Katy Perry's tits and see if fucking go steal that shit online and throw that as your thumbnail.
But look think about this. Instead of putting
her tits?
Fucking Covino and Rich dash Katy Perry, right?
Put Katy Perry dash Covino Rich.
Put Katy Perry fucking Katy Perry drops big news in 2022 and then have the fucking thumbnail of her being like about to say something like crazy or whatever, right?
Right.
Or something like get their fucking people's attention, right? And then just in the tags, Katy Perry fucking, and there's services that you could use. Like there's a service called vidIQ where it could show you the amount of searches for a keyword. It'll tell you like on YouTube, this keyword is searched this many times.
I am keyword.
It'll show. You're so stupid with the I am key. So
what, bro? Shout out I am keyword.
So it'll show you this keyword. It'll show you like how relevant it is like to your channel, or how many people are searching it, or where it's ranking amongst other words that are similar. vidIQ would
COVID IQ
open Spot's like mind so much, But Doug, it's just a matter of him doing it,
Well, something a couple years ago opened his wiener. Remember when he was hella horny?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the next stage of life for Spot Daniel.
Yeah, man. But I just wish, because Doug, the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I feel like they would be gigantic if people just heard them one time. Hey, lower that, Kennedy.
I was gonna say, is that SpongeBob?
Yeah, lower that foot.
Hi, Squidward.
Elka Quika here, Bubba. You gotta lower it. Well, yeah.
Lower it under the table, fool. You gotta hit the volume.
She lowers it. Bubba, lower the volume.
She put it on the ground. I can't hear it no more. I'm good.
Okay. Well, Doug, so what I'm saying is like if I just feel like they have so much potential, Doug, because these dudes are Doug, they've been doing this shit for almost 20 years. They're fucking G's when it comes to it, right?
For sure.
And
they know it too.
like there was yeah, I just feel like they have so much potential, Doug. And I'm just like, if they just get a couple of fucking clips that they market correctly, you know, it's gonna be fucking dope. And I'm just like, I want so bad for them to fucking just like blow up and I don't know, Doug.
I know a couple chicks from high school that blew up.
Yeah, same here.
But not like with fame.
Here all there nobody knows them, but they're just big now.
The Ghetto Gold Card didn't do them any good.
Yeah, but yeah, fuck.
Everybody. It is EBT in Cali stands for everybody trapping.
Everybody trapping, really.
Yeah.
I have a quick question, Doug.
What's up?
Did Covino said that he was recording something for Turbo, and he was like, he said something about gingers or something because like of St. Patrick's Day, and he said Jordan came in the room and was like, I don't think you can say that anymore. So when did gingers become like an offensive word?
What is it? For like redheads?
Yeah.
Bro, we call fucking Red Johnson at work, we call him Red Johnson. He said they used to call him the fucking Rojo Diablo at his other job. Like, fuck, that makes ginger like a fucking good word.
Yeah, Doug, that's where to me, it was never like an offensive thing. Like, you know, if you're on like the hub and you want like a trashy white bitch and you're going to search ginger, right?
Right. I mean,
it's not like,
I'm not. I would never search that a day in my life, and you'll never ever see that because I don't like fucking white bitches or gingers.
But it shouldn't be. It's not an offensive word, right?
I don't think it's offensive.
I don't either. That's where I'm like, Doug, how fucking politically correct? Like, I don't want to be one of these people where they're like, oh, you can't say anything anymore because you can still say plenty, but ginger. Come on now, ginger.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't say bread either?
Or I came up with the perfect solution.
What's that?
We need to ask a ginger if it's offensive, right?
Should call Red Rocket right now and get him on the line.
You give him a call, Doug. He'll answer. Just answer that one question.
All right. Let's fucking cut the stalling out right here in a minute, but let's give him a call.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give him a call real quick. Let's get Red Johnson on the line. We need some answers.
He's a ginger.
My dirty ass shirt.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Red Johnson ain't answering though.
Try eating fingers.
Oh well, we tried. You know what? You're going to see Red Johnson before we record again. So I think before we record again, Doug, you have to give us an update.
Please leave your message.
For Red Johnson.
Oh, man. But
I don't think he gives a shit, though. He's a pretty chill, laid-back dude. He don't give a shit what. As long as you're not just being an asshole, he don't care, bro. We call him Red Johnson, Red Rocket, Red Rooster, Red Robin. Fuck, everything.
Red Robin.
Ooh.
No, that was DuckTales, dog, wasn't it?
No.
It was DuckTales.
No, what's the other? Red Roof.
Oh, no, it was Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yeah, that's what it was. You said, whoo.
Hey, that's what the 805s and the Smirnoffs and the trees will do to you.
Oh, that's funny.
Speaking of, can I take a Wazzle?
Go ahead, Doug. Let me pause.
I'll be quick.
All right. I think we're good. Bubba, be quiet. All right. What up? Identity.
I guess my question for you is, last time we spoke, or the time before that, you're talking about you lost some fucking libres.
Yeah.
And you got me motivated, dude. So in the last like 15 days, I've hit the gym, and I don't pump iron, and I ain't doing all that. I do want to do a little Planet Fitness 30-minute fucking workout they got in
that little circuit room.
That little area they got that's carted off. But no, I've lost over like 40 pounds, probably 3-4 different times.
Yeah.
In my life, and I always do it through cardio. I always do it through the exercise bike. So 14 out of the last like 15 days. And today was hard, bro. I woke up like 5.5 hours sleep. Yesterday I only had like 6 hours sleep. But I've ridden fucking 5 miles a day, bro, for 14 of the last 15 days.
Damn, well,
and myself,
congrats.
I'm down, and I'm down like 14 pounds.
For real. That's what's up, dog. You know what?
I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh, yeah.
The next 10, you'll be able to. Next 10, you'll see it in my face.
No, you know what, though? You can see it in your face. I'm not even bullshitting. You look a lot like, I don't want to say you look bloated before, but you look a lot less bloated than if you were at one point.
Well, after I just killed this 12-pack I ordered from DoorDash, I'll probably look bloated again. But that's what the gym's for, bro. So tomorrow I'll be back on the bike.
Yeah.
And it's crazy here, though, because, you know, we do have reduced resources here. So what's fucked up is I have to actually have 2 memberships because part of my little regimen is riding the bike and, 5-6 miles and getting my sweat on, but then also sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes to sweat it out. Here, unfortunately, it's going to be done at 2 different facilities.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, you know what? We don't have a sauna. I'm trying to think of what gym we have a sauna at. I don't even know if we do.
Well, here I got
maybe
lucky.
4th Ave, one of like the bigger ones. Yeah.
See, we got this little hole in the wall one called Pure Fitness, and they got a sauna. You got to sit on laps and shit. I mean, there's only 4 people that can fit in there, but they got a prepayment program. So for $50, you can get 10 visits. So basically, for me to sit in the sauna, it cost me $5, which ain't bad. I know Jefitas that spend that on fucking coffee twice a day at the fucking Starbucks or Dutch Bros.
Yeah, no, 100%. And no, that's actually, I think I'm gonna have since it's starting to get hot here in town again. It was
sit outside for a while.
It was 90 degrees 2 days ago.
It was like 62 here.
Yeah, no, today we had a high of 88, so we're already fucking out of the cold, dog, like for sure now. But no, but I was thinking,
That's
Doug,
that's bunk.
I was thinking, in my shed where I have like my tools and shit. I go, you know what? I'll put it because I have a little like thermometer, little gauge or whatever.
Yeah.
That has like a little magnet on the back, so you just stick it somewhere. I'm gonna go look at that bitch in the summer when it's like 120. I'm just gonna go in there with like a sauna suit, fucking sweat the fuck out of it. I think that'll be dope because
no, for sure, bro. If you got something like that, because they ain't getting that much hotter in there.
Yeah, because what is it like 120 or 130 is like what you're supposed to like where it's supposed to be crazy. So
maybe 130, 140.
So if I look, dog, and it's like if it's like 115 here, I mean inside a fucking closed shed like that, it's gonna be 130. You know.
Well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and enlist our assistant again, Google A, and let's just see what the fucking temp is inside of a fucking dry sauna.
Yeah,
it's 150 to 195. But
150 to 195.
But I will say this: you go take your ass in the shed in Arizona in the desert in the middle of the summer in the fucking sauna suit
and a sauna suit. Yeah,
you're probably close to 150.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I'll go in there. What's an average time that you go in there? How long are you supposed to go in it?
When I was a kid and I was trying to make weight for football, I'd sit in there for an hour plus at a time.
Oh shit! Really?
But that's not. Yeah,
I don't think it's very healthy. Yeah.
Excuse me. No, I'd have to lose like 7 or 8 pounds in 3 hours, and I would literally sit in there and sweat
football?
that 7 or 8. Yeah, bro. I was 15, but we were in a boys' league, and you could only be like 155 with your pads. So the pads were like 10 pounds, so I had to be 145, 143, and I was always a bigger kid. I mean, I was a little bit of a bigger kid, not that. I mean, I was still like 5'7", 5'8". I wasn't like a little kid who was fat.
Yeah.
But I would have to sweat that shit out, and then I would sweat it out, and then I'd go weigh in, and my pops would hand me 2 Gatorades, and I'd just fucking drink them before the game, and I'd be good.
Yeah. Damn, you're like a UFC fighter.
Well, yeah, but I learned right there, though. I learned right there on that. Well, wrestling, too. Mr. Zenich at Marimani, he would make us run in a trash bag and shit and piss and whatever we had to do to make weight.
Yeah.
And I learned, though, with that, if you do, it's water weight, but there's still, you can use water weight loss to still lose weight. Yeah. Like, if what I would do on my previous trip when I lost like 40 of them, I would just go to the gym hella late at night, like, 9, 10 o'clock, do my thing, ride the 5 miles, sit in the sauna, you know what I mean? Sweat all that bullshit out, take a little bit of water just so I didn't dehydrate myself, you know what I'm saying? But I would only take less than half of what I sweated out, take a little bit before bed, shower, and go to sleep. Sleep for 8 hours. Well, bro, now you not only have not ate, you kind of fasted in a way because you probably didn't eat a couple hours before you went to the gym. and then you went home. So there's 10, 12 hours that had already kind of passed. And then as long as you don't pig out the next day and you keep repeating the process, especially if you go late at night, if you don't, the key what they tell you is don't eat after 7. Don't go to bed on a full stomach, right? So think about it. If you watch what you're doing calorie wise, like it don't matter if you wait all, and I would wait, bro. My whole thing was I wasn't going to waste my calories through the day on bullshit. I didn't want no fucking Starbucks 700 calorie fucking cocoa latte. Cause bro, that's the same calories as a Big Mac. Like when I'm dieting, I'd rather have the Big Mac.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I would only drink water and iced tea and black coffee. Iced tea, no sugar. Coffee, black, no nothing. And water, no fucking sweeteners, no Diet Cokes, no fucking bullshit. I didn't fuck with none of that shit. And I would eat what I wanted to. I wouldn't pig out buffet status. But if I wanted a fucking steak dinner or fucking teppanyaki, I would eat it. And then I would just make sure my food rested, hit the gym after, do your work, burn some calories, go sweat and I would never fucking gain weight, bro. That was the ticket.
Doug, fucking for me, working out at night is probably like the best feeling because if you're like during a workout, if you're like, fuck, I burned 700 calories this workout or, something like that, you're like, fuck yeah, you just feel so much better about whatever you had during the day,
Well, fuck, I'm down. I think I was like 242, bro. Maybe 243, which it don't look bad on me, because I'm 6'1", so it's not. I'm a thick dude, anyways.
Yeah,
but I'm down to 226.
There you go. That's your fucking what is like 215, 220, like your fighting weight.
You know what? The times I lost to 40, the other couple times I got down to 206.
Damn, really?
So if I can get to if I get to 210, I'm chilling.
Fuck yeah.
I get to 210, I'll lose a little bit more of this right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
was it?
And there's a kid in the room, so I can't really say what I want to say.
Oh, it doesn't matter, Doug. I'm on the headphones.
I can still produce a shadow. So 266, 244. Like now, it's just, the shadow just grows, bro. That's it.
Yeah. No, that's dope. I had showed Luis my workout the other day, now it was like fucking a month ago probably, but it was like I think in like 50 some odd minutes. Was it 50 minutes?
Shout out Luis.
I don't remember, dog, but however long my workout was, I burned like 718 calories or some shit. And he was like, fuck, dude. He was like, I worked out for that same amount of time and I burned like 218 or some shit. But he's so much fucking smaller than me. So he was like, I was like, yeah, that's the advantage right now. I'm so much bigger that I'm going to burn way more fucking calories in the same amount of time, right? And so that's one thing that is so dope. Like at the end of the night, just, burning like 700 calories or whatever, you're like, fuck yeah, you feel so much better. And Doug, you know what? This is one thing that when it comes to working out, Doug, like I've never, and I don't think anybody ever has, finished a workout and then been like, I wish I wouldn't have done that. You always feel so good afterwards.
Don't get me wrong, bro. There's like, so a couple of these times when I'm on low sleep, I'm forcing myself to go. And like on mile 2, my goal is at least a minimum of 5. I'm like, fuck, this fucking sucks, right? You hit mile 3, you're like, fuck, this sucks, dude. This shit needs to get over already. Yeah. And fucking mile 4, and then you finally get to mile 5, and you're like, well, fuck, you're good. You're done. You did put the work in. And it almost feels better because, especially the last 2 days, man, fucking, I've had to go fucking on like 5-6 hours of sleep, and I didn't want to go, but I'm making progress. So I'm like, you know what, my fat ass, I'm gonna fuck around and be 232 again if I don't go one day.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And and I don't know if you've lost a shitload of weight like that before or not, but like when you're losing weight, like every time you could get to the digit below, and I'm not talking from 229 to 227. I'm talking 229 to 219.
Yeah.
Once you can shake that middle digit, like you're like, dude, well now I need to conquer the 219s.
Yeah. No.
Now I need to get to the 209s. You know what I mean?
No, I was telling Luis the other day, I go, Doug, if I lose, I go like 3 pounds. I was like, I was like, the lowest I've been in like, I don't know, like a few years or whatever. I was like, if I lose like 6 pounds, I was like, I'll be the lowest I've been in like a decade, right? And so,
you gotta do that, bro.
And so those, I've just been like inching my way, And so, it was, I think like 2 days after that I had talked to him, I had hit one of those markers.
Are you trying to show muscle right now, bro, or what?
No, fuck no. I was scratching.
I know you scratched. You just left the sleeve up. So I was just trying to see if I'm reading a hidden message.
Nah, not even. But see that's where stop it, Kennedy. That's where for me, Doug. What's been working for me is like small ass goals. Like, cause if I look at where I want to be, I'm just gonna fucking jump off a cliff, you know. But if I'm like, you know what, like you said, once I get out of the 19, you're like, all right, so I'm gonna get out of the 10s or whatever. I'm gonna get below 215. Little fucking goals like that is what's been working for me. So.
Right.
So
me too, bro. Because yesterday I was 228, and then to this morning I was 226.
And you know what,
I'm like,
Doug?
How the fuck do I not go back to the gym tomorrow?
No, and see, one thing that's exciting for me is that I've been getting so much better at the elliptical. I used to fucking hate the elliptical, right?
Oh, I never did that shit a day in my life.
Doug, it took me a minute to actually like start to like it.
So you be doing the fucking
yeah,
that's you,
yeah,
bro?
Doug. And
can you show us a video next time?
No. But no, cause see, and one thing that I will do, Doug, and it's funny because one time, I never forget, I was fucking stoked because what I'll do is I'll raise the incline, get my heart rate up, drop the incline, maybe raise the speed a little bit, lower the speed, raise the incline, like if I'm on the treadmill, right? Well, I remember after my workout one time, I was fucking drenched, and this was when I was like real into like watching like documentaries and shit on like bodybuilding and shit, and I was following like Kai Green and shit. He always walks around with his red hoodie, and so I had my fucking hoodie on. I was sweating like crazy, and there was this dude that came up to me after I got off the treadmill, and he was bigger than me, and he was like, "Hey, bro," he was like, "What are you doing? Like I saw you going up and down and this whatever." And I just told him like I'm burning a ton more calories if I'm just going at an incline. But I'm fucking walking way slower, but I have the incline at 15. And I'm raising my heart rate. Got to get my heart rate up to like 147 or some shit. And then I'm like, cool. Then I get it up there for a minute and I drop down. And it just felt good to have somebody come and ask me. Cause I'm like, Doug, I'm like the second fattest dude in here next to that dude, you know? But to have somebody come and ask you like, hey, you know what? I see you kind of similar to me. Like, what are you doing? Because he saw like, the little shit, bro. Yeah, you know, so it's cool when you have shit like that happen to you, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And I was like, yeah, bro. I felt all buff. It's all about dedication, you know?
Did you give him any of your fucking Flintstone vitamins?
You know what the fuck you're talking about, but...
Oh, shit. You never had Flintstone vitamins, bro, as a kid?
Oh, yeah, but I didn't know if it was like a code for something. I was like, what do you... Like, I don't know, like...
Oh. Well, fuck, are you doing? I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. You doing something we should know about, bro, or what?
Well, I don't know. That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, wait, what could he be referring to? I was like,
go get an intervention for the gym, bro.
But yeah, no, I remember the Flintstone vitamins, dog. You know what I also remember that was fucking dope when I was a kid?
Oh shit!
Pot. There we go.
Uh-oh, my beer's here.
All right, we're good now.
And shout out DoorDash, man. I mean, who thought of that? You get a 12-pack delivered for $23 with the tip of Heineken. I mean, shit, that's like 2 Heinekens at the bar, right? And they just deliver me 12 of them. And so shout out to whoever fucking DoorDash owner is. But at the same time, where are we at? Like, think about it like where we're at. Think if you were in some little BFE town in the middle of fucking like Kansas City, or not Kansas City, but like...
Doug, you're going to have to learn me something. What the fuck does BFE mean?
Buttfuck Egypt.
Middle of
nowhere, bumfuck Egypt. You never heard that shit?
I never heard that shit, Doug.
Probably not appropriate now, but when we were a kid, when you were in the middle of nowhere.
Let us know in the fucking comments if you ever heard of buttfuck Egypt. So
no, bumfuck or bum butt, whatever.
I don't.
BFE, bro. Bumfuck Egypt. You're in the middle of nowhere, Egypt. Bro. You're in the boonies.
Oh, okay.
You're in the boonies with the Goonies, bro.
Yeah, I never heard that before. All right.
But think about it. There's some places, though, because I lived in little-ass towns. Some places ain't got no damn DoorDash. Like, getting an Uber here is hella hard, but fucking DoorDash ain't. You know what I mean?
Selfie dude changed straight. Oh, you know what? I have something, Doug. Something Covino and Rich related.
What is it?
There was, did you see that very last picture that Bob Saget ever took came out?
Yes, I did.
And did you hear Rich saying that dude changed the trajectory of fucking Bob Saget's life or some shit, right? Because he was like, no, this is how I look at it. If that's true, listen, if that's true, then Covino and Rich did too, right? Because by that logic, because Rich said, If this dude wouldn't have stopped him to take a picture, then he wouldn't have touched the fucking counter and hit his head or whatever. But Doug, look at this shit. If that's true, then wouldn't everybody he ever encountered have changed his life? As far as like, if Covino and Rich would have held him for an extra minute to take a picture with Rich and Covino's fucking cutout or whatever, right? Or maybe if fucking Rich would have been like, hey Bob, can you call my mom real quick and fucking tell her hi, she loved Full House or some bullshit. Like, that could have changed his life too. So for him to say that this dude, this vato loco that looked part Asian, was the one that, you know, changed. I feel like everybody Bob ever encountered changed it, you know?
You already know how I feel, bro. Like, you don't affect the Laker game just because you. Like, really? Like, in the grand scheme of things, because Bob Saget ran into that dude, he died? Get the fuck out of here. He been on this planet 63 years, and that's the instance that took him, right?
Yeah.
People die when they're little. They die coming out the womb. They die when they're 5. They die when they're 105. You're telling me, and again, I hate to be a dick, but that also speaks to his ignorance. To even think like something that's possible. Like, you've got the world figured out so much that if he would have avoided this situation, he'd still be alive and kicking. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
You know what's crazy is that...
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Boo-boo.
The weird thing to me is that, like, it's crazy because, Doug, like, I was thinking about that shit. I'm like, fuck, man. I was thinking, like, Bob Saget never would have thought, like, he would have died in some, like, freak accident, right? Because, like,
was it, though? Again, though, we don't even really know what happened. We just know what's reported in the media.
Yeah.
Was it a freak accident? I don't fucking know.
Well, was
fucking Jeffrey Einstein a fucking freak accident? How about the condos in Maui?
Did you call him Jeffrey Einstein?
Oh, fuck. He thought he knew everything.
There you go. Good save, Doug. That was quick, too.
Like DJ.
But no, what I was going to say is, like, it's just crazy because, like, if it was, okay, let's say it was a freak accident, right? What the crazy thing is, Doug, is that, like, any one of us, like, for me to think, like, damn, Bob Saget never would have thought, like, he would have died in a freak accident, you know, like, if it was a freak accident. But I'm like, the same goes for all of us. Think about it.
We don't know how we're gonna go.
You know, like, I'm like, I wouldn't think that I would die in, like, a crazy way, like, but I'm like, you never know, dog. It might happen tomorrow.
And bro, you shared a fucking accident on this fucking on this show. That was horrible. How do you know you weren't supposed to go in that fucking accident?
Yeah, you know, want to hear, Doug?
Because you can't question all that shit. You just don't know. That's not the way it happened. That's not the way your fucking story ended. That's just a little chapter in it. We don't get to dictate when our story's over. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And if anybody's listening to this that was directly impacted by the car accident I was in, so there's a handful of people that were involved, right? So if you're listening, I would say probably don't listen to the next couple of minutes. But Doug, it was crazy. I don't think I told you, but when we went to Vegas a couple of weekends ago, it was fucking weird because we were on our way up there, right? Kennedy had fallen asleep. My girl had fallen asleep. And we actually...
They weren't driving, right?
No, they weren't. They were crashed out. I was driving, and I passed the cross that the girl that passed away in our accident,
it's still
that
there.
her family, like, put, you know?
Right.
And I can't even explain. I can't explain how I felt. It was just a feeling I've never felt before because I've been through Vegas or to Vegas on that same route a handful of times, but I've never been like there where I consciously was like just kind of looked off to the side, right?
You acknowledge.
And it was like it was just so weird.
It sat in,
and it was so weird that it just happened to be that because, you know, you're driving for us. It's like 4.5, 5 hours to Vegas, right?
But even that, bro, makes my point. You've been past that fucking thing a million fucking or however many handful of times. Mm-hmm. It never even affected you. We don't know why it affected you that time. Mm-hmm. Even that, there's no explanation for. So trying to figure everything else out is stupid.
It was fucking crazy because I've been thinking about it, like trying to put it into words, like how it made me feel, and it's so crazy because I don't know how it made me feel, dog. It was like. It was just, I can't explain it. And it was weird because it was just so weird, Doug, because like Kennedy had fallen asleep. and then my girl had fallen asleep like, maybe 30 minutes before I passed that area. So it was a moment kind of like it was just weird how everything happened that time, because like maybe I've passed that, a million times and we were all talking or whatever. But in this case, like everybody in my car had fallen asleep.
You acknowledged it.
And it was just like, I ended up like looking and shit and seeing it. And it was crazy because shortly after we wrecked, like there was it turned right. And it was just crazy to like be there in that moment. And it affected me so weird because it was like, I don't know if maybe I was supposed to fucking see it that time or what, or whatever the fuck, but it was just, I can't explain it, Doug. I can't explain it. And it was just crazy.
That's the point though. And the thing is, we can't explain it. We try to figure this shit out. We try to understand it. Some of us have a better understanding than most, but I don't think we ever truly understand, right? We come to conclusions in our head that make us feel better about situations like that, but we're not going to really know until we go. And so at the end of the day, the lesson should be is that you're not promised. You're still here having a podcast after that happened, where it very well couldn't have been the case. And so you gotta approach every day, like every breath, every time you get out of bed. I mean, it's anytime you wake up on this side of the dirt, bro, it's a good day.
Yeah, 100%.
No matter what you're going through. I don't care if your lady left you or fucking, I got some shit going on in my life that is kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and you can't worry about shit you can't control. You do the best job you can, give your 110 towards the people that care about you, and you live with the results, man. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But you have to wake up every day and appreciate what it is you do got, even if something's been taken from you. That like I lost my pops a couple of years ago, and we were tight. I mean, we were super tight. But I tell people all the time, do I think he should be here? Yeah, but I don't get to make those calls, number one. And number two, I'd rather have my pops here for only 40 years of my life and him being, in my opinion, the best pops ever, versus some fucking dick face that you don't get along with that you take care of when he's dying at 94.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with my buddy Johnny about my dad passing and shit, dog, because my dad passed, it was 10 years ago in November that he had passed, right? And it was just crazy because we had this conversation probably like 5 years ago, dog, right? And we were talking about it and shit, and I was like, it's crazy to me that like
that was before the good teeth.
that was before the good teeth, dog. So I was like this. I'm like, Johnny, could you believe this shit, dog?
Some fucked up shit, Johnny. That's great.
Not this bullshit, like no.
What?
But it was like it's crazy that you mentioned that. Like, I'd rather have this many years with them being a fucking dope ass dude, right? Like, right. That's what one thing that Johnny kind of told me, because I was talking about like there's these other pieces of shit, that are still out there fucking living their life, pieces of shit. And I'm like, my dad was such a good dude. I'm like, and he fucking passed. I was like, at 47 years old, dog. I'm like, 47 years old.
That's young.
I was like, fuck, for real, And he was telling Johnny was like, dog, he's like, think about his fucking like his legacy and what he left behind, right? He left you kids and shit that are like fucking like doing good shit with your lives and shit and doing this and that or whatever. And like those people that maybe are still here and fucking up and shit, think about what they're gonna leave behind, and most likely, dog, it ain't fucking something good, right? And so that really changed my perspective, because I was like, you know what, you're right. I'd rather have, because he passed when I was 23, so I was like, I'd rather have those 23 years of him being a kick-ass dude than fucking still being here to this day while I'm 34 and being like.
And you don't talk to him?
Yeah, or fuck,
or he's fucking hitting on your mom.
Yeah, for real.
Mean, there's a lot of scenarios, bro. Or he's got other kids he cares about more than you.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a lot of fucked up scenarios, and I'm with you 100%. Like my pops was dope too.
Yeah,
like we did a lot of shit. We used to get he quit drinking when I was like in 4th grade.
Yeah.
But once I became 21, we go get fucked up in Vegas and fucking gamble. Like I was always blowing, and he was cool with it. Like he didn't like it when I was a kid, but as I became an adult, he was like, "Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about that because that's something that he does, and I want to spend time with him.
Yeah.
And if I let him do his fucking thing, then he's going to want to spend time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my pops was dope too. He was hella dope, and that was always my outlook. So even with me, like, I don't want someone to remember me as some asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even at work, and I'm in a leadership position, I don't take advantage of people or be a dick or punk them.
For real, seriously, you die in a car accident like tomorrow, and they're like, "Oh well, Kukui was a dick anyway," you know?
No, I die in a car. Hey, I die in a car crash tomorrow. Sammy speaking, Husky Nipple speaking, Red Johnson might have something to say. Fucking, and that's why you lead like that, dude. You can't treat people. I got into it today with. Here we go, bro. I got a story.
All right.
So I got into it today with the fucking Centos, dude. Right? We've been getting horrible service ever since we've been at this spot, and the fucking Centos dude comes up to my office and basically he starts bullshitting me. And we're getting one dude, the sales rep here saying one thing, this sales rep saying something different, their boss is saying something totally different. They done changed the fucking service providers fucking 3 times and they all say something different. Anyways, and so we're, he's talking, he's trying to bullshit me, bro. And I finally just said, listen, man, this is all business. You guys say one thing. And he's like, well, so-and-so said this. And I said, check it out. The fact that you guys can't all get along is dysfunction. And I don't like the way this business is being done. And he fucking, and fucking something. He said something. I said, check it out, dude. I don't think I'm better than anybody. You're a dude that I'm a dude in this position with a name tag. You're a dude in a different situation with a name tag. We both don't own the company. We work for someone else who owns the company. I'm just trying to look out for my company, and obviously you're trying to look out for yours. But my fucking position with this company doesn't make me better than anybody even in the building. Because without my team, I ain't shit.
100%.
So, I'm holding you accountable because you guys aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. It ain't because I give a shit and think that my title makes me fucking cool. Because if you think that, that explains why we're not getting the treatment.
Yeah, well, you think about it. Like, you're like, if I wasn't doing my job and somebody was calling me out on it, well, hey, you know what? I can't bitch because I'm not fucking, I know I'm not doing it, right? So if you're calling them out, doesn't mean because you're fucking, you think, oh, I'm better than you. It's just like, dude, do your fucking part. We're all doing our part.
Because it's kind of like what you said, though. Once we go through, well, you lost your pops, I lost mine. We're not better than nobody else because we could fucking get taken out today or tomorrow or next month, and we ain't gonna have no more people at our funeral than the next man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So you get the ego shit has to drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once you've been through something like we have, you realize that. Like in the grand scheme of things, as individuals, I hate to say it, but outside of the people that love us, we ain't shit.
Exactly, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you think we're like a grain of sand in a fucking big ass beach when it comes to the globe. You know what I mean? So outside of them 50 people out of the 7.5 or 8 billion that are on the planet, you ain't shit, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So treat people with respect.
Yeah.
When you come into contact with someone, be kind. Take the Gary V route. You
Doug,
know what I'm saying? If they want to be an asshole to you, that's on them. They got to answer for that shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was it's funny that you say that because you're like, in the grand scheme of things, you're like, you ain't shit, right? There was a meme that was shared where it had like the solar system or whatever, right? And it had like an arrow pointing to like fucking Earth or whatever. And it said like, this is like the universe or whatever. And it was like, right here is you laying on your, what does it say? Laying on your shower floor crying before work or some shit, right? Like you're over here thinking like the world revolves around you, dog. And when it fucking, in the grand scheme of things, like you're fucking nothing. You're less than a speck,
Right. And we don't even know if this is a simulation. I believe in God, but some people don't believe even God's even real. Like the thing is we really, it's faith for a reason. We really don't know. So again, regardless of any of that.
You know what? I'm glad you fucking brought this up.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because
can I get a gift card?
Because Doug, I wanted to ask you because I don't think you'll dig it, but I just want to know if you've watched it. And I'll tell you my shit and the reasons why I dig it and shit. But did you watch The Adam Project?
No, but I want to.
Oh, you do want to?
if someone so kindly can share a password, I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah. No, I'll go ahead and I'll send it.
I wasn't speaking of you, but
Yeah.
hey, thanks.
well,
Good luck.
well, it's because nobody else is gonna get this tonight.
Does our homie from fucking Floribama Shore have it?
Floribama Shore.
Oh, you ever watched Jersey Shore?
Yeah, but what the fuck?
You never seen Floribama?
No.
Oh, that shit's dope. You got to watch that one too. Floribama Shore. That shit'll make you laugh as fuck. It's great. Anyways, one of the people on there, he's this fucking redneck fucker from like I don't even know where he's from. He's from BFE.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know.
Anyways,
now I know that reference.
He's from BFE, but his name's Kodai. Does Kodai fucking have a passcode?
You'll get a passcode tonight.
But do you think Kodai has one too, or no?
I guess I don't know. I'm fucking
the Zen version.
I just had a hiccup, so I don't know, Doc.
That sounded like a burp.
It was a hiccup and a burp.
It was a hiccup.
But Doug, fucking in that movie, there was some shit that was like, if it was in any other movie, I wouldn't have liked it. Like, there's some shit where like, Ryan Reynolds is like fighting like these robots and shit, right? And I don't get down with like superhero shit and fucking none of that bullshit.
I like Batman's.
But I'll tell you why I dug this movie is because I fucking love, and I think it's because it's possible. Like time travel is possible, right? On like a fucking, when it comes to like physics and quantum physics and all that shit, I'm like,
can't rule it out.
You can't rule it out. It's not like fucking like, I just feel like
it's not a George Foreman or Zimmer guarantee.
I just feel like
but you can't rule it out.
I don't feel like it's not like we're in Gotham City and fucking, Batman's gonna like to me, I don't know, dog. I just don't dig that kind of shit. But it was time travel. I've always like dug time travel. Like I never forget. There was a movie I watched with my dad when I was a kid, and it was about this dude communicating with himself as a kid, like through a radio or some shit, right? But so time travel shit has always like intrigued me and shit because it is fucking possible. So that's why
I used to want to learn how to bend light.
So that's why
if you bend light, doesn't that time travel?
You're probably more versed in quantum physics than I am.
Bro, you work at a college. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't mean I take their fucking classes and shit. I've taken classes.
But I think that's a problem. Is like people don't know how to bend light. I think there's something about bending light. If you can bend light, you're like halfway there.
I think could we don't go to school with a kid named Ben Light?
You might have.
But
I like Ben Seaver myself, but
yeah. What about fucking Chrissy Seaver?
Yeah, bro.
Poor kid, dog. The youngest one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was that about, dog? Speaking of gingers, poor kid, dog. Like, I feel like they found one of like the funniest looking kids ever to play that role.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So that's Doug. I liked the Autumn Project. So I was gonna tell you about it, and I was gonna say I don't think you'll dig it, but I just wanted to let you know I watched it. But no, I if you're somewhat interested in shit, in like time travel and shit,
would you give it 5 ABSLs?
I would. I'd give it 5 ABSLs.
All right, cool.
So yeah. Wait.
You want to check it out then.
ASBLs.
Oh, 5 ASBLs?
Yeah, Doc,
right.
We've had too many.
That's what it is.
But
it's been good.
Yeah, but no, I dug it. I thought it was cool. So you have to.
So what about the controversy though? The Covino Rich, weren't they talking about the CGI and the young Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. No, it wasn't young Ryan Reynolds. It was okay. It was the chick. So the chick in the 40-year-old version.
Chick, you're right.
The chick in the 40-year-old version that Steve Carell is into, right? She plays like the nemesis in this fucking movie, right? Well, in part of the movie, she comes out with her younger self, right? And it's like her.
They're gay.
She comes out, and that people were complaining that the CGI was so bad that it was distracting and all this shit.
They were complaining but not explaining?
Doug, I'll be honest. I didn't even realize that it was fucking her younger and shit. I just thought it was like another actress or some shit, like
she had makeup on or something?
Like, yeah, I didn't even put it together that it was fucking. So I'll probably go back tonight and check it out just to see, like, was I that into the movie that I just completely had the blinders on? Because
great.
The
Stevie Wonders?
Yeah, I had the Stevie Wonders on and I was looking around. But
were you playing piano?
But was I what?
Playing piano.
No, I had to be quiet because it was actually the night that we went to Vegas. My girl and
that's Ray Charles.
Kennedy had fallen asleep. Nah, they both play the piano, Doug.
Oh, that's crazy shit. Though,
Stevie Wonder with his fucking "Isn't She Lovely?"
And we don't try to figure that out, but we know fucking all about death.
But yeah, I watched it. Fucking, I was so into it, and I didn't even catch it. So I can't shed a lot of light on the controversy because I didn't even realize it, to be honest.
That's crazy shit, though, huh?
Yeah.
I got a couple things though, bro.
What's up?
I really do. So, did you hear that Dave Ramsey conversation?
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I kind of feel like Rich is right on that because I know a couple of people that like.
Please explain.
Because I know a couple of people that follow like that Dave Ramsey shit, and Doug, what he really does talk about is paying off everything 100%, and having no debt, and basically fucking like. He doesn't care. From what I know.
Can I stop you? Okay. Can I interject for that for a second?
Okay.
And I want you to continue. Please just hold that thought. Because I just moved into a new house. Obviously, I put on a little bit of debt while I did it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was saving $2,000 a month before the debt. But please continue. And once I pay off the debt, I'll be back to saving $2,000 a month. My bad. Go ahead.
Well, see, one of the things that
straight to savings.
See, the thing is that.
Not 401k, not them taking out of my check. That's what I was able to save. And I can't do that with the debt because I'm buying dishwashers and I'm fixing fucking faucets and I'm trying to get this place the way I want it. Not Rich Davis style. I mean, we're not going under a 6 month fucking renovation.
Yeah.
But no. So as I got that debt, I'm paying the debt off. I mean,
no. See, and I don't see anything wrong with.
And my MacBook Pro, I got that fucker before I moved in. So as I'm paying that debt off, I can't save. But once that debt's paid off, I will be able to save again.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that I think this dude's saying like, don't have, huh?
You said I, so I said
I don't think this dude really is like even into like. Investing any money or fucking anything like that. Like for him, I'm pretty sure, and call me out if you know anything about Dave Ramsey, because I'm don't know a whole lot, but there's some things that I've heard him say and shit, and I'm sure I'm part of like even a Dave Ramsey group or something on Facebook.
I like Jalen,
but there's
he's pretty good.
Yeah, Jalen, he's a lot better, a lot more athletic. But what I'm saying is that there's some shit here and there that I'll see that, oh yeah, that's kind of cool or whatever, but his shit is like basically just to live like debt free, and not into like any investments or anything or fucking. I feel like whether it's a stock market or what is it, fucking like real estate, or I feel like there's so many opportunities to have your money fucking working for you. Yes. You know, you're fucking like, so I would say you can have some debt and fucking have some shit that's going to be making you more money while you're paying off some debt. Like, you could be inching away this debt while you still have some shit working for you. Or do you just, or if you're trying to pay off your debt, are you going to fucking, take out all your fucking stocks and all your fucking everything and pull out your retirement just so you can pay off your house? Like, to me, that sounds fucking stupid.
Well, and I disagree. That's
Why?
Great. I'm glad you said that because I pulled out 20 racks to pay off part of my house over there. So here's the thing, right? They say a good investment is 6 to 7% annually, right?
Okay.
And I agree. So that means for every 100.
Yeah, but did you pull out your entire fucking retirement?
No, I didn't. But what does it matter if you pull your entire shit, or you pull out 5,000, or you pull out 20 like I did?
Because
what does it matter?
Because you could have pulled out your whole retirement and put that on your new pad.
No, I would never
Getting
do
you
that
closer to fucking being debt free.
No, because that's not the ticket. Because prices right now on homes are fucking way overpriced, and we're at war, and we're about to fucking, who knows? We don't know. The unknown is in front of us. So to take a solids and right now, you should probably take fucking money market approach, and not have or at least on a good chunk of your portfolio, because you don't know what's going to happen with this war. We don't know what China's going to say. We know what they said today when we talked to them, or Biden talked to them. We can't believe anything they tell us to begin with. So they talk, the war's going on. No, hell, and housing market's all-time high. No, taking out of your fucking retirement right now to buy real estate or to pay, a down payment on some. No, that's a fucking horrible idea. You know, it's a good idea.
What?
When you only owe about 25 G's and you take that out to pay off the home. You know why? Because they say a good investment in fucking in the stock market is 6 to 7% a year.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, percentage of fucking rent in California increases 10 every year, guaranteed.
So now you own your house straight out,
and you're getting 10% annual increases on your rent.
Yeah,
and that's guaranteed. The stock market's not guaranteed. Tell me a place you've ever rented where motherfuckers rent it right now cheaper than when you rented it before.
What I feel like Dave Ramsey would say would be to fucking sell that house that you're fucking renting, right? And then put all that money into your fucking new home and get that so you have no debt, because the goal of his shit is to have zero debt.
That's great. That's great. And I'm with him on the zero debt. You shouldn't have credit card bullshit, because the thing is, if you're smart about shit and you're a true hustler, credit cards, if you have good credit,
they work for you.
They pay you 3% back. Okay, so for all you people out there that don't really understand what that means is if you pay $100 on credit, and before the 30 days kicks in where they can charge you interest, you pay that off, they kick you 3% back for using their card. Because I'll give you another example. I went and paid my fucking utilities bill today, and they said there's a fucking 4% surcharge if you use credit card. You know why? Because if they're giving you 3% back, the credit card got to keep 1% for themselves. And now the utility company don't want to get $96 for every $100 that you owe. So they're making you pay the surcharge, because the credit card company's charging 4%. And that means they're going to give the person using the card back 3%, and they're going to keep 1% for their pocket. And the only way that works for the person with the card is that they pay that balance off before it incurs interest.
Yeah.
And if you can pay your bet, if you can take their money and all their percentages that they're giving you before they have a chance to tax your ass because you let a balance go over 30 days, you win.
No, 100%. And that's actually, that's one thing that I think Covino and Rich have actually talked about a lot, is paying your shit off in full. Use your fucking credit card for everything that you're doing, and just pay it off in full before the end of the month.
Since we're talking about popses and shit, my pops taught me that. You know what he used to do is he had a Discover card, and they would give him cash back. And I don't remember what he was getting, 2-3%, whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
And he would say, "Listen, kid, I got $1,500 on my Discover card, and I'm paying for gas," because he had a motorhome. So he would pay everything on the Discover card, pay the card in full, so they couldn't tax his ass with no interest rates. And when he wanted to go to Colorado at the beginning or end of July to the middle of fucking August, the amount he accumulated on their shit was what he used for his gas.
Perfect. See, you getting it to work for you, right? And that's another thing is that Dave Ramsey would say not to have credit cards. So that right there, your fucking dad would have not ever been able to have that shit.
But think about what we just said, though, bro. If in the stock market 6 to 7% annually is a good return on your investment, why the fuck would you turn down 3% on the credit card when you already got to pay bills anyway?
Yeah.
Those bills got to get paid. So you're telling me you'd rather pay cash or get a money order or pay out of your checking account instead of getting 3% back on your money? It's an investment. How do you, if you're smart enough to turn paying bills into a fucking profit, you deserve 2 high fives.
Exactly. So I guess what I never got your take on Dave Ramsey is, you dig him, you don't dig him.
I think he's right. You shouldn't have any debt, because we get caught up in society about what we need and what we should have or what we think we need. and we got credit, and we go and buy fucking. Okay, I won't even point nobody out. I got a MacBook Pro, fucking Pro MX, fucking turbo chip, whatever that bullshit shit they just released.
Yeah.
I spent like $2,200 in that motherfucker, and I've been on it like 3 hours, and I've had it since November.
Yeah.
And I put it on fucking PayPal credit because you got 6 months to pay that shit off with no interest, and I'm gonna pay it off with no interest. So in that situation, fuck the 3% because I didn't want to pay $2,200 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
I just made sure, or $2,200 in 1 month. I put that on PayPal credit because
You have
0%.
6 months.
You have 6 months to pay it, and although you're not getting 3% back on your money, they ain't charging you to borrow it neither.
Yeah.
So it'll be paid off in 6 months, but I think I owe like 700 bones. But the thing is that I don't even use it. So did I get caught up in Apple's fucking little advertising scheme where they're like, you get caught, you know? And I had the same laptop for 11 years. So I had an Apple fucking MacBook Pro from like 2010 or 11. Did me justice. It still works to this day. But that's the point. I didn't need a new computer. And I bought the shit. So how many people are out there doing stupid shit like that where they think they need a new car? Right now, who regrets buying a truck or a V8 when gas is fucking $95 a gallon? You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Like,
And see, when I look at something like the MacBook for me as like an investment, because I bought my MacBook a few months before you got yours, right? And
right.
Doug, I've logged more hours on my fucking laptop than I would even like to admit, because when it comes to like editing and shit, right? Fucking editing audio, editing video, editing fucking stupid shit, editing, Doug, and using Photoshop, using Premiere, using Adobe Audition, all that shit.
Right.
So for me, this was 100% a great investment for me.
Right.
And this is something that mine wasn't fucking $2,200. I think it was like $1,500 after taxes and everything. And so I bought my shit outright because I didn't want to have to worry about shit. Like you said, I wasn't going to put my shit on PayPal credit because I don't even have that shit. And I wasn't going to throw that shit on a credit card to fucking pay it off, the end of the month or whatever the fuck, you know?
Well, if you don't pay it off at the end of the month, 22 is 25 or 26 if it takes you a year to pay it off.
Yeah. But just like I remember when we flew out of Ronald Reagan, and it was like 6 a.m. maybe, and then like the sun's just coming up, and we got to see like all of DC and shit, and it's like really fucking cool. Like I dig all that shit. So
I dig all that. You know what? Here's the thing, bro. Check it out. So I'm gonna tell you this. It's another backstory. With my ex, I went to the Grand Canyon, and we went to Williams, Arizona, and we paid fucking Tomahawk or Maverick. I think it was Maverick. We paid Maverick helicopters, and we flew from one side of the Grand Canyon all the way down the Colorado River. Went down the thing, fucking.
You didn't see me floating on the river, right? I wasn't in there.
No, maybe.
That's what everybody does here in town, dog. Everybody goes to the river.
Well, it's all went down the river, right? Went all the way across, and it was green.
In a helicopter?
In a helicopter, and on this side, on the fucking Arizona side, right? In Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm Keith. Sorry, bro. So it was on the Arizona side. It was dry as fuck, desert, ugly as fuck, whatnot. But once you flew across, it was green. Like that side of the motherfucker was green, dude.
Yeah.
And it was dope. It looked great. But the whole time it was tight. And I'm looking at the river. I'm looking at the rock, and they're explaining this and the seashells, and that this could have been an ocean because there's fucking seashell fucking sediment down here. And I'm watching, and I'm dope, but that shit was scary, dude.
I bet, Doug, I couldn't.
It's getting. We're in the helicopter, so the motherfucker shifting side to side, and nothing that came out of his mouth made any sense to me. I'm just like, why'd I do this shit? I was fucked up. And I was all chiefed. I think I smoked a half a blunt before the fucking. I was blowing, bro. I took zones. We drove, so I was like, so before we got in the helicopter, I was all loaded. And anybody who smokes weed knows that anytime you get keyed and you get in a situation like that, it's worse. It's worse.
The fucking the only helicopter ride I ever took was from one hospital to the other. So so I went from California to Vegas in the helicopter, but that wasn't by choice. So Doug, I don't know if I would ever do a helicopter ride like that by choice.
Probably not. I mean, the Grand Canyon, and it was dope. I think in the grand scheme of things, if I could have just
enjoyed it,
been normal and enjoyed it, cool. But I don't know, man. You know what it is? I think it's because you don't have control, right? And motherfuckers
that is
will
true.
tell you, what's the motherfucker tell you and shit? You're more likely to die into a car accident, huh? right?
Yeah,
Ain't that what people tell you?
Yeah.
You're more likely to die in a car accident. Hey, dickhead. I bet you everyone you know fucking has been in a car accident once or twice in their life, and
And they
still here to
lived.
tell you about it.
Yeah, really.
Hey, tell me you know a fucking family member that been fucking a plane crash survivor.
Yeah, Doug, I told you I was in that car accident where the car blew up.
Right, and we're doing this
and we're
show.
doing the show. You know, so it's fucking. I mean, you're right, 100%, Doug. I don't know anybody.
Who's been in a plane that blew up? They're not doing a show. I'm just saying, bro.
They did their last episode.
Please, someone leave us a comment and say someone they knew was in a plane that blew up and they still got a show.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Doug. Only person I ever know to have been in a plane that fucking basically blew up were two people. The cast of fucking Yellow Jackets and Travis Barker.
And Travis fucking Kardashian.
Travis Kardashian. Damn, Doug. Well, you know what? I think we need to wrap this up because we've gone pretty long. So,
Long Duck Dong, remember him?
I don't.
Candles?
Oh, Ducky?
Long Duck Dong, bro.
Is that what they call Ducky?
Yeah, let's say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too.
I don't remember. Fuck, dog. It's been like over a decade since I've seen that shit. Oh no, it's Pretty in Pink with Ducky.
Oh, Pretty in Pink. And real quick before we go, Covino and Rich went to Vegas. Where do you stay when you go to Vegas? Are you a Caesars? Are you a top fucking casino, the hottest shit out? Or are you a Fremont person?
No, I've stayed everywhere from the MGM to Stratosphere.
What's your deal? Where do you go if you're booking it with your lady next month? You guys got a weekend. Where are you going?
Well, it depends, dog, because we just came from Vegas, right? So we stayed. What's that look for, though?
I just kill the question, bro. Kill the question.
Okay.
Where'd you stay? Okay.
Well, I'm trying to tell. Oh, so the last time we stayed was right across because we thought Kennedy's performance was at the Las Vegas Convention Center, right? Okay. So we got the hotel right across. It was like a Residence Inn by like Hampton or some shit. So it was like a little apartment. So it was right across the street from the fucking convention center. So I don't have a preference, to be honest. I've stayed in the fucking Stratosphere and MGM and fucking everywhere you could think of.
I'm a Fremont guy, and I'll be honest, because it was about fucking 7-8 years ago. I went with the homie, and they wanted to stay at Caesar's Palace, and I think a tall can was $22.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go there and hang out. We can go there and gamble. But even in a situation like that, the table minimum's like $25-$50.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't gamble like that.
Yeah.
And you just watch me pay $23 for a 12-pack on DoorDash. So there ain't no way I'm gonna go get two of those for $23 at Caesar's Palace.
You'll be lucky if you get fucking get two for $23 at Caesar's Palace.
That's what I'm saying. So if I'm going to Vegas, the deals are on Fremont Street. And I think too, where
I've never stayed on Fremont Street. Actually, I've only been.
Bro, you're missing out.
I've only been to Fremont Street one time.
You're missing out.
Isn't the Golden Nugget by Fremont?
Yes, and you know what the thing is? It's the cruise effect. It's the Carnival effect, and I say that for a reason. So when you go on Carnival, again, I had this ex, and she was fucking high maintenance and shit. It is what it is. She was a high maintenance broad, and she used to always fucking be like, let's stay on the balcony. We need a balcony. We need this. Whatever. During this time in the relationship, I was like, fuck it. I was doing my thing, had some scratch. Cool. We're getting the balconies. You know what's not on the balconies? The fucking fun. It's all the old fuckers that can afford balconies.
Yeah.
Right? You know where the party's at? It's on the fucking level of the cruise where there's no window.
Yeah.
Right? You're so low on the shit. You got the cheapest seats there, the cheapest room they got. But that's where the fun's at, bro. You go down there and they open the doors. We go on those cruises, bro. We're playing Mac Dre. We're playing Messy Mar. We're hanging out the door doing this shit. We're dancing. They're not doing this on the balcony. They're not doing it on the balcony.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the other shit, man. You got to go where the fun's at. You spend too much time going to the Caesar's Palace and the Stratosphere, I heard, is a little ghetto nowadays. But I mean, but like the new ones, the Trump Plaza, they're not getting down like that at the Trump Plaza. Yeah. And that's just not where the fun's at.
Oh, you know where we stayed? One of the last times we went, that was actually really fucking dope. Because it was off the strip, but it was like you could see the strip from our fucking hotel. Was my father-in-law's fucking timeshare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was dope. It was really fucking dope because we could see out of our window. We could see the MGM Grand and fucking like the Strip, right?
Oh,
But it was literally like a 2-minute drive from the Strip, and it was his timeshare, so we were paying like fucking pennies, right? And so yeah, it was dope. I mean, I thought that was super awesome because it was just a couple of minutes from the Strip. So like you had like a CVS like, you know, across the street from you, and like, you know, so AM PM like around the block, and so all the little shit if you needed to go and grab like a fucking Snickers or whatever the fuck, right?
Right.
But and you weren't in the MGM Grand or the fucking, like you said, Trump Tower or whatever. So you're not paying $50 for whatever the fuck you're getting, you know?
For Snickers.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel you 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Even that, bro. Before Reno took a shit, I was a Reno cat. I would rather go to Reno back in the day because
I've never been to Reno.
Oh, Reno was, well, I wouldn't tell you to go now, but
why
I'll
is
tell
it
you
shitty now or what?
It's fucking horrible, dude. Like
Oh.
it's like it used to be dope when they had the hot August nights, and it used to be dope. So
The hot
Reno's only
August nights, you know about
hot
those.
August sluts. But no, Vegas from Fresno is about 6 hours, and Reno's only 4. And Reno was way cheaper. Back when I was going, you could still get a hot dog and a fucking, it was either a Heineken or, that's why I'm drinking these now. It was a hot dog or a fucking Heineken or a Sammy Adams for $1.50, bro. You got a hot dog and a beer for $1.50.
Ooh, you can't beat that, dog. You can't get that anywhere.
No, it's a sore Peter, bro. It's hard to beat. I'm just saying. And,
I've never heard that, dog. You're pulling them all out today that I've never heard before. It's a sore Peter. It's hard to beat.
Oh, we're done.
I'm gonna start using that one. All right, dog. Well, after show, but later. I don't think you have baseline. So, do you?
I think I do.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had that little crossfade going on. I don't know if you could pull them out.
Oh, this has been a great show, brother.
All right, Doug. Well, fucking after show, but later. You're at the end of the song, Doug.
No, you ready?
There we go.
That shit.
After
Ready?
show, but later. Let's go. Your boys D Al Kakui. Let's go. Peace.
Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul. Grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757.